let's chat about your organization's directive. It seems like an absolutely daunting task, and practically, does South Africa have the capacity to really reduce our carbon footprint?
Well, I think that if we have political will, anything is possible. Our organization works specifically on energy access and climate change. I work specifically in policy and research, and there's another leg that works on the community partnership programs, which is the implementation of the research, and then we have a youth leg as well. So I think that if more civil society came together with a common voice, which we do have because everyone wants a better future, so I think that that would also push more political will in getting what we need for our futures. So in South Africa, we have the capacity because renewable energy is so, we have the capacity to do that with solar power, with wind power, with offshore, with onshore. Like, there's so many variations that we could use to slowly phase out our coal-intense energy supply. So yes, in a nutshell, we can do it as South Africans.
Right. I mean, if we look at what's been in the news lately, we've seen Eskom come under serious fire for just not being able to keep up with the country's energy supplies, and it's all a coal-based system. So what do we need to do to move forward from this? What does your organization suggest the first step be?
Well, I think the first step is we need to look at what we want and how to go about doing it. So yes, Eskom is not working at this point in time, but we didn't plan for this. Eskom had a 10-year plan after we reached democracy, and now we've reached more than 10 years. So they've now had a shortfall, but it's time to use, we've had the REI4P, which is the Renewable Energy Independent Power Producer Procurement Program. Which is, I have no idea why they didn't think of better acronyms.
It was just to make interviews like this more difficult.
More difficult, yes. But that brought into a different mix into the energy system. So we have wind, we have a solar, and it's large scale. But specifically, I think that what we need right now is decentralized, localized power systems. So if we had a community and they had solar panels up they could produce for the people that need it. And I feel like we need to stop looking at this large scale mentality because it's now reaching its threshold. And we need to start looking at what do communities need? Why are we doing all of this? We're doing it for the people, we're doing it for the environment, and we're doing it for a better world for ourselves and living in a sustainable world, like with our environment, not using our environment to like the capacity that it has.
That's such an interesting perspective because often we think about how we can just get the most out of our natural resources without realizing that actually they're going to run out.
Yes. So, we have finite resources like coal and oil and gas. So instead of reaching the capacity, like the space where we're in dire need for those commodities, why are we not moving to a space where renewable energy is so readily available? Why are we not using it?
And when you put it like that, it seems like the most obvious thing in the world.
Exactly.